Okay, so for those of you who have been wondering where we've been at, we got some things to discuss. So I've recently had a few issues that have come up that have basically put recording on the back burner. And while it sucks, I feel it's only fair for me to bring up kind of some of the issues that I've been having, just to kind of get you guys aware of what's going on in my personal life. So as of about 2 weeks ago, my grandmother, who has been sick for about going on 2.5 years, she went on to be with the Creator to do bigger and better things. And I know everybody's going to have their own views on religion, and we won't go into great detail on it. I just want to say I accept you and whatever it is that you believe in to be the end-all be-all after you're gone from this world. Everyone has different views and different ideas on what takes place afterwards. My views are what they are, and I hope you can accept my differences if we are different. If we are one and the same, then you understand where I'm going. Very, very thankful that she's no longer in pain and she can do great things for our Savior. So on to other issues that kind of pertain to that but are not in that whole realm of situations. So my mother has been living with her for the past 10 years with my aunt, which, you know, they're kind of taking care of each other and so on and so forth. My mother actually doesn't have the best health, but she's not nearly as bad as my grandmother was. So her having the ability to do things, the ability to get up and take care of her and help her and do for her, to make life a little bit easier for her as well as my aunt, was beneficial for the three of them, because they kind of, like I said, they looked after each other, they helped each other. And it was a good thing for my mom to be able to spend my grandmother's last 10 years on this earth with not just one of her daughters, but 2 of her daughters. So it's been a big plus in that area. Anyway, I didn't know what this car was doing. I'm in an alley and they turned right in front of me. It looked like they were coming down the alley. So all that being said, now that my grandmother has passed away, my mother is in need of a home. So I've been desperately working on, spoiler alert, desperately working on trying to land a possible home for my mom and I. I am in the market purchasing a home, and it's going to be a very big step in my life as well as for my mom, because that is going to essentially make me a permanent caretaker for my mother for the rest of her life, which is a big step for any child, but I am her only child, so it is my responsibility. And it's not only that, but it is my, I want to say, my pleasure to be able to take care of my mom and give to her what she needs and look after her for the rest of her life. Also, my goal is to be able to get her in better health. But that's not what this video is about. I just wanted to kind of get you guys acclimated as to what's going on, a little bit of knowledge and depth on the situation that I'm currently in, and for you guys to also bear with me, because it's not going to be an everyday post. It hasn't been, right? So we had our moments where we were able to do a video, maybe 2 videos every week, and then it just kind of tapered off. And I understand, those of you who've been watching the channel, you've kind of gotten used to how it is that I'm doing things and what we're doing and where we're going, and then it just kind of said and it dropped off, and I get it. Okay, so I just want to say my apologies. Sometimes life hits you with different obstacles and you have to find a way to manage, and that's all I'm doing, is I'm trying to find the way to correctly manage and identify what I can do with the time that I'm given right now currently. So on the house situation, we've looked at several, we've put in bids on several, and several have not panned out. They have not worked out to my liking. So we continue. We keep trying and keep looking and keep doing. This is not going to be a great big in-depth video about my personal life. I think we need to kind of nip that in the bud. We've got some other things that we want to discuss, some things about the truck, kind of go over a few things, as well as hopefully I can add into this video some of the ideas that I'm trying to go with for the future, not just with this build, but with the channel overall, because I don't think I've really gone in depth and told you guys what it is that I'm trying to do with you guys and bring you along on the journey. So with that being said, I'm gonna run in here. I've got some lotto tickets that I've got to cash out, so I'm gonna go do that. We're gonna go get some gas. We're gonna go get a drink. I'm actually gonna go take a look at a property to kind of see if it's what I'm looking for as far as the outside appearance. Now, I can't go inside yet, but hopefully in the next day or two, I'll get a chance to go inside that house, take a look around, see if it fits my my needs, my overall goals, because you guys are also in mind when it comes to purchasing a house, because everything that I do with YouTube, I have to have the space and I have to have the ability to do what I want to do, either in privacy so that I'm not affecting other people's life, or because there are going to be things that I'm going to want to do and record, and I don't want people looking out through their back door at me while I'm talking to a camera. It's just a little awkward. So without further ado, I'm going to leave you guys to it, but it's not going to take that long for you. It's going to be a snap of a finger. And we're back. See? So one of the things that I feel like we need to discuss is something that I've been wanting to talk to you guys a little bit more in depth about for a while now, and that is the fact that there are a lot of people who believe whenever they go to buy vehicles, they look for a particular model that they like, which is perfectly normal. That's absolutely what you should do, is you should be looking for something that you're going to enjoy driving, first of all. If well, we'll put it into perspective. If you're a Ford guy, you like a Ford F350, okay? You're big on the Ford brand, you love the blue oval, you support it, whatever the case may be, and you couldn't see yourself getting behind the wheel of a Chevy or a Dodge or a Toyota or a Nissan or whatever else is out there that you're looking for as far as the truck is concerned. Your ideas of what you want fits your overall scheme and plan as far as modification wise, longevity wise, and just general drivability and enjoyment in everything that you do behind the wheel of the vehicle that you're paying for. So there's nothing wrong with being loyal to a particular brand and not sacrificing and not saying, hey, I'm going to settle because this specific vehicle is cheaper. Now, there's a lot that goes into this, because of course you have to factor in options, specific packages that come in the vehicle, things that you can do to your vehicle to make it a better package directly out of the dealership. So going with a higher grade package means that you're going to pay more money, means that your interest could go up, means your down payment may have to go up, your trade-in value may not get you as close as you want to a actual down payment. I mean, not a down payment, but a monthly payment. So all of those things weigh in whenever you're going to purchase a vehicle. So basically what I wanted to discuss with you guys today is kind of, if you're preparing to go out and purchase a vehicle, first of all, nail your brand. Know what it is that you're gonna want and what you're gonna love to drive, and then go for that. Next, try to scale it down a bit. What do you absolutely need directly from the factory, and what do you not need? What is it that you can do without, and then what can you add to the vehicle once you get it? Because let's face it, this vehicle came with absolutely no major options, and I've already began to add the things that I like for my truck, and this truck runs great. I don't have any major issues with it since the motor and transmission, but anyway, we're not going to go into that. Those types of things are going to happen regardless when you're dealing with a older vehicle that is used when you purchase it with a lot of miles. So those are the things that you have to weigh into factor. So with that being said, you have to also consider, what would I be able to bring to the table as far as modifications to make the vehicle more to my liking? Is it something that I can sacrifice for the first year or two without having a center console? Should I pay the $5,000 to get 2 captain chairs in the front and a center console when I can probably just wait for about a year and a half, make a good amount of payments and bring some of the interest down, and then say, you know what, I'm ready to start modifying my vehicle? let's take a look at some consoles. You go on eBay, you go on Amazon, you go look at whatever it is that you need to look at. Also consider, if you're buying an even older vehicle, there's also junkyards that have plenty of options to go through, and you can actually take out what you want and what you need versus getting something that you're not really sure if it's gonna be exact. So you have the ability to kind of go through a junkyard, and if the supply is plentiful, you can look around for a few hours, find the ones that fit your year model, your build, and go from there and find the things that you need to complete that console or whatever it is that you're looking for. So those are also options as well. And then you talk about like motor options and things like that. There are things you can do to, I would say, liven up what the inside of your vehicle looks like, as far as instrument panels, seats, maybe different headrests, you know, whatever it is that you need to make the vehicle look a little bit better for you. Those options are there as well. So that's something that you need to keep in the back of your mind. You don't have to go and purchase an $80,000 truck and it's already got a lift kit, it's already got the 35s, it's already got the 22-inch wheels on it, and then, you know, drag it out of the dealership and automatically you lose value on the vehicle because you drove it off the lot. There are so many different factors that go into this that you have to outweigh your options. You have to actually view all of the different things that... Wow, I don't have my phone. Okay. This is interesting. I have to go back home to get my phone. There's so many different things that go into it that you can't outweigh what you can do to the vehicle once you actually purchase. So that's all I'm gonna say about that. You have so many different things that are out there available on the market for you to be able to accentuate and add to your vehicle to make it more to your liking. So don't automatically go into a dealership thinking, man, that Chevy 2500 looks great on that 6-inch lift with the 30 or the 22-inch rims and the 35-inch tires. That's exactly what I want. Let me pay $50,000 or $80,000 for it. Hang on a second. This is one of the reasons why I'm really not wanting to move into this little development area thing. There's going to be fire trucks everywhere all the time. It's going to be ridiculous. But anyway, you know, you're going to pay so much money on that vehicle just for all of the things that the dealership is adding to it that it almost makes it not worth it. Especially when your value you already know is going to go down the day that you drive the vehicle off the lot. So that's something that you have to go through your mental process before purchasing to say, is this really a smart idea? Is this really a great investment? You think about investment wise, not a lot of these vehicles that you're going to purchase today that are domestic are going to give you an investment. Domestic usually doesn't equal investment. All right, so that's a good rule of thumb. So your Dodge, Chevy, Ford, Nissan, Toyota, some of those maybe, and it all depends on how many numbers of that specific model was built. So for the Ford GT, there was a lot of investment priority there. Like a lot of people were thinking, man, I can buy this car and I can keep it for, let's say, 15 years, and whenever I get ready to resell it, I can actually make money off of it. But see, Ford threw a monkey wrench in that. They said, we don't want you reselling our vehicles. So that kind of screwed that whole plan and thought process up. But that doesn't necessarily mean that it can't be done. I think John Cena proved that. Anyway, with that being said, a Dodge 2500 crew cab long bed, the overall value of the vehicle when I purchased it was around $15,000. I paid a little bit more than that, but that's going to happen when you go to a used lot. I don't feel like I totally got screwed. I paid about 17 to 18 grand on this truck, and for all of its quirks and all of its bad things and its issues, it's been an amazing truck for the past 5 years, and I've absolutely fell in love with this truck each and every time I do. something to it, whether it be the exhaust. I fell in love with it. When I put the lift on it and brought it up off the ground and put the wheels and tires on it, I fell in love with it again. When I did the console mod, I fell in love with it again. When I redid the window tint and I did the radio, I fell in love again. So those are the things that you have to think about. Is it an investment for you, or is it an investment to make money in the long run? I don't feel like I could ever get $17,000 for this truck. But the amount of love that I've had for this truck while I've driven it, it's priceless. I can't even imagine ever having not experienced what I've experienced with this truck. It's made everything so much more fun and enjoyable, and there's a camaraderie with everybody else that I know that either owns a Dodge or likes the Dodge brand or Ram brand. There's so many different things that go into this that you automatically have to weigh in personal gain, for love of the vehicle, for the fact that it gets you to and from wherever it is that you're trying to go, as well as the longevity of what it's going to do for you in the process. Can you make money with the vehicle? Is there a way that you can actually do some things to make a profit on the side, not necessarily off of the truck, but with the truck? Those are the things that you have to consider as well. So I've been driving around looking for this one street. I had everything in my phone. Now I found the street, and now I'm looking for the house. So like I said, we've said all of that only to mention the fact that there are so many other things that come along with purchasing a vehicle directly from a dealership. Now, a lot of people also like to actually go to the dealership, sit in the dealership, spec out a vehicle, say this is what I'm looking for, this is what I want, this is what I'm willing to do, this is what I'm willing to pay, now make it happen. And that's all well and good, but also, there it is, there's the house. So somebody's still here. They're walking around out there. So yeah, there's a lot of other things that go into that whole thing whenever you're considering purchasing a house. Sorry, whenever you're considering purchasing a vehicle, you have to weigh in a lot of different things that go into it. This alley is absolutely atrocious, and this big old truck is going to be a monster going in and out if this is a house that we end up with. But these are the things that you have to consider and you have to look at when preparing to purchase a home. Anyway, God. Okay, I found like the biggest hole ever known to man. This doesn't even look like a proper alley, I'll be honest with you. Oh God. This is gonna be an absolute nightmare. Yeah, this isn't a great idea. All right, this is not a great idea. So this is probably already ruled out, just based off of not only the fact that this truck is not going to agree well with the alley, but also because of the area that we're in. I'm not really fond of the area as much as one might be in another area. My truck is not liking this. This alley is absolute. People's trash cans just laying in the alley. This alley's not built for constant traffic. It's very tight, it's very limited, and it's destroyed. Absolutely destroyed. So, not necessarily a go on that one. I'll kill my truck and going in and out of this place every day. Not gonna work. Not gonna work at all. I don't know if the video picked up all the sounds of my suspension while we were going through the first part of this, but it was scary to say the least. This is probably the most off-roading that this truck has done ever. mud, rock, trees. It's just disgusting, and I know it rains, so that's part of it, but it doesn't constitute doing it every day, trying to get in and out of my backyard, because this house, it looked really great because, you know, it has a detached garage. Is that a moth or a butterfly? I have a butterfly on the truck. Now, rule of thumb is butterflies are really good luck, so I don't want to just drive off and let him fly away. And he's also got a damaged wing, so that kind of sucks. So anyway, it's one of those things, I don't want him in the truck. Does that make sense? Okay, we're gonna go because we're hanging out halfway out the street. This house is probably a no-go on that, just because, like I said, I'm now tracking mud all over the place. Truck's not clean anymore. If it was, it wasn't. But anyway, so we've done all of the conversating about all of the different things that go into the purchasing a vehicle and knowing what it is that you want, what you can afford right out of the dealership, as well as also considering what you can live without for maybe the first or 2 years of your ownership of a vehicle. Yes, it does cost money. You're thinking, well, when I can go to the dealership and I have the money to be able to afford for it, why not just go ahead and get the vehicle exactly the way I want it? Why should I not get the options that I want just to save money when I'm gonna have to put the money into the truck to put what I want on it afterwards? Well, and it's simple, because you can always find deals. You can always find secondhand stuff that's like brand new. And that's something that you have to consider. You have to weigh it in. If I told you, you can go to a dealership, buy a $70,000 Dodge Ram, it's 2018, it has all of the extras that you want, and you're getting to drive right off the lot looking exactly the way you want it to look, you're gonna be like, man, that's a lot of money. Sounds great though, let's do it. Okay, then I take a completely different person and I take him to the exact same lot and I say, hey, we're gonna buy this very same year model Dodge Ram and we're gonna purchase it for $48,000, and then I'm gonna hand you $11,000 to do whatever it is that you want to do to it, and they turn around and they end up making it the exact same truck. It's a no-brainer. You have to consider you've just saved quite a bit of money. Now, I don't remember what the initial number was that I said, so I can't actually say how much I just saved you, but if I can actually do that during the edit, I'll put the figure down below. So those are things that you have to be smart and you have to think, like, longevity wise, what it is you can do to benefit the overall value of what it is you're doing to the vehicle. Maybe with that extra money that you've just saved, you can even do more modifications to the truck, and the truck will look even better than the guy that went in and bought the first vehicle. So those are also things that you have to consider. You just have to think logically, I'm saying. So you don't have to have a budget of $80,000 to get an amazing vehicle that looks great and feels great, drives great, gets amazing reactions out of your friends and people that you interact with. But you can do it for a more affordable cost, and you'll take more pride in it because you actually put in the wrench work to do most of it, or some of it, or none of it. The fact is, you've seen it from a beginning stage to an end stage, and that gives you a sense of pride when you step back after you've washed it and you see it gleaming in the sun and you just look at it, and now the vehicle has a personality, when before you got it, it was just bland. Now you actually know what it is that you've done. You know everything that's done to it. You know who did it, and chances are you've got all the warranties to provide yourself with some work if something should malfunction. Those are all things that you can consider. So when you're going to buy a vehicle, it's not always a bad option to go with the used. That's what I did, and I've had a lot of fun. I've modified this truck and created something that's better than 90% of the vehicles that are exactly like this, which are just a regular 2500 Hemi Ram crew cab with a long bed that are specifically made for the working class. the guys that are out in the construction, pulling trailers, going from Arizona to California with a tractor on a trailer. Those are the guys that are driving these vehicles. I'm not one of those guys. I purchased this vehicle because I wanted to revive it, because I love the Dodge Ram, and because I am infatuated with the interior and the options that this vehicle can have, and I've added to that to create what I want. Now, there's still a few things left to do, but for the most part, with the radio, the console, the window tint, the mirrors, this setup for me while I'm driving is exactly what I was looking for. There are other things, like I said, the seats and the headliner and the visors and maybe a new rear view mirror, maybe a few accents here and there that I'd like to do to the vehicle to maybe bring it out more. There are tons of things that we can talk about when considering purchasing a vehicle and making it more personalized to you. There are so many different things you can do. You're only limited by your imagination. So as long as you've got the imagination and you've got the money and you've got the time and you've got the energy, you can do so many great things with your own vehicle. You don't have to spend $80,000 at a dealership. That's just my opinion. Again, you're entitled to yours, and if that's something that you're into, by all means, go pay 80 grand, because I paid 17 and a half, roughly. Okay, so now we're back, and I kind of wanted to go over a few other things. So one of the things that really means a lot to me is where we're trying to go with this channel, and the support that you guys have given me on the Ram review video has been outstanding. We should hit 1K views today, which it's an amazing feat. I'm glad that you guys have enjoyed that video. Those of you who are still here and basically are subscribed and continuing to watch my videos, thank you so much. But also, I want to discuss some of the things that I have in mind, because we haven't really gone in depth on some of the ambitions that I have for the channel. And if it looks like we've recently been here before, that's because we have. When you leave home and you forget your phone, you feel like something is wrong and you have to go back and get your phone. So that's what we did. Anyway, so if you guys are big time watching YouTube, you guys watch people like Corey Barrett, Tall Guy Car Reviews, you guys watch Dirty Max Jack, you guys might watch D-Max Rhino as well, Street Speed 717, Auto Vlog. Those guys right there are kind of the motivation for what it is that I'm trying to do. But the biggest motivational piece for me doing YouTube is I would love nothing more than to be able to take the things that they do and kind of incorporate the DDE way of doing things, daily driven exotics. I would love nothing more than to be able to essentially get to the point where I can get a exotic car and travel and do amazing things and go to road rallies and go to do like charity stuff, you know, go and do appearances. And I want to do things that will give back to communities and those in need, as well as also be able to meet fans and build a bigger fan base and hopefully do something great with this platform, whether it be giving back or it be an entertainment factor. A lot of times we as humans, we go through big life-changing situations or deaths in the family, or individuals that are going through hard times with depression or whatever the case may be. They just need someone or something to get them through, to get them by. And I actually had that with a lot of the guys that I've mentioned, like the DDE and the Auto Vlog and the Street Speed 717. I'm going through a bad situation, I'm going through a tough time. Watching their videos kind of uplifts you. It gets you motivated. It keeps you engaged on what it is that you're trying to accomplish with your life. So if I have the ability to somehow do that for someone, I'm all for it. I'm all in. The amount of feedback that I'm getting is very minimal right now. So I would love nothing more than for you guys to reach out and say, hey, we'd love to see you do this, or we'd love to see you do that. Please do. If you can think of something that's going to make the experience for you better with me doing YouTube, I'm all in. I would love nothing more than to be able to make sure that I'm entertaining my fans the way that they want to be entertained. Because I can come up with ideas for myself and come up with things that I can think of to do, and that's all well and good. But it does nothing when you guys aren't interested. So for those of you who are still interested, Thank you. It means a lot. For those of you who are new and this is the first video that you've seen, go back, watch some of the other ones, see what you guys think, and just know that this long conversating, me driving my truck and talking about different situations, this is not the overall goal for the channel. We've kind of went over it in the past, but not really so much in depth. Now that I've kind of shared a little bit more insight on what it is that I'm planning, I'm hoping that you guys can understand kind of where we're going in the future. And no, it's not going to happen overnight, but with your support, it can happen very, very quickly. Already, out of the first 5 videos that we've put up, we've already got one that's going to hit 1K views today. I also ask that for support, you make sure that you guys like the videos if you do like it, and if you don't like it, go ahead and hit like anyway. It's absolutely free to hit like. Create a YouTube channel and get subscribed, because we're going to be doing some amazing things. This is only year 1 and we haven't even reached the full first year. So we've got a long way to go and a lot to do, and I can accomplish that with you guys being there along the way, only with your support. So with that being said, I think we're going to end this video because we've kind of gone into a lot of the things that we've had planned, a lot of the things that we wanted to discuss. If something should come up, I'll start filming again. That's the beauty of being in this situation. I'm on my off day. I've got a few things that I need to do. I'm ripping and running around, and I've got the Ram. She's taking care of me so we can take care of you. Sandy's doing well. She's driving great. Still having the 5th gear issue, but we're going to get that looked into very, very soon. So yeah, with that being said, hope you guys have enjoyed the video. Please leave a comment, like, subscribe, do all of those great things for me, and I promise you that you will definitely see me in the next video. A few little